StreamYard is so funny. They like ask you, do you want to go live like 3 million times? Excuse me, you guys. I am recovering from bronchitis. So I'm going to try not to cough too much because I don't want to interrupt this live. I don't expect people to come into this live. I'm going to just talk about some things that I've some things that I've been watching and listening to about narcissism. Um and that topic is not really interesting to a lot of people. But then again, it is interesting to some people because they've gone through it. They've had a narcissistic mother or significant other. One second. What I say, mother, significant other, family member. Yeah. And so, hey, real multitasking and listening. Okay, well, you're up super duper early. No problem. I didn't expect anybody to be in here, but I was just talking about narcissism, and I just want to say, like, okay, yes, I am a psych nurse, but I do not diagnose anybody. Hey, Denise. Wow, two moderators in here. It's really early. Well, it's 6:41 where I am, so I don't know. It might be 7:41 where you guys are, so it might be right on time for you guys. But yeah, good morning, Real. Good morning, Janice. Um, and it'll be a quick live, just talking about what I have been reading up on when it comes to the narcissist. Because I've read a lot. I've read a lot. And if you have a narcissist in your life, do a lot of reading and and when you do things, just be very careful, do it the careful way. Because when it comes to the narcissist, losing you, they would rather you just not be around than to lose you. But one thing that that just popped up into my head, and I actually haven't gone back to see, does it fall under the narcissistic personality disorder, which I think that they changed the name. And also know that when it comes to being a narcissist, I will say, like, in my 15 years of being a nurse, I've never met a patient who was a narcissist. Maybe antisocial, maybe around that spectrum, but actually to be evil, evil and relentless and manipulative and just poor in morality and ethics. I've never so I've never like come across somebody who is narcissistic. YouTube, I can't say the same, but definitely in real life, and then in my career, I've never come across a narcissist. And I do think you guys got to be very careful. I do think, just like bipolar disorder, you guys got to be very careful when you call somebody something and they're not diagnosed with it, or you have to be careful when you call somebody something and they don't fit the criteria of narcissism. Just because your boyfriend broke up with you because he wanted to be with somebody else does not qualify him to be a narcissist. Okay, your girl don't want to be with you anymore. She's not a narcissist. Nobody cooked. They're not. It's just like there's specific things that are attributed to narcissism. And I am going to say, I was just driving home one day and I was thinking about Munchausen by proxy. and I think they call it factitious disorder now. And I was thinking, you know what? Munchausen by proxy could fall under narcissism, because when it comes to narcissists, they do not care about their families at all. They have a facade that they care. They have um they have a facade that they care. They have they will put up a front as if their family is perfect, as if their family members are perfect, as if they're darn near celebrities, and they're darn near celebrities, and everything's okay. But in the background or in the foreground, you're just like, wait a minute, something weird is going on. So, and there's this case of Munchausen by proxy, where the mom had joined a group for sympathy, and they were all giving her sympathy till they realized, oh, wait a minute, this person is kind of weird. And what was going on was she had convinced the doctors that her son wasn't eating. So she convinced the doctors to give him a peg tube. And what she was doing in that peg tube was putting a lot of salt in there. So he would have hypernatremia, high dose of salt in his system, which caused a lot of which caused a lot of trouble for him, because sodium, too little, too much, it messes you up, right? So finally what happened was it got to a point where she ratcheted everything up. So she went to the hospital, and they hospitalized him. While they were hospitalizing him, he was having problems. Like, he would get better because he was no longer with, like, the mom couldn't do anything because the nurses, if you ever work in a hospital, or if you ever been in a hospital, we're in your room every day, all day. So it's really hard to get rest and stuff like that, and it's really hard to do something because there's always a nurse in there, especially when it's a child. So what happened was they put cameras in the room, and then show her putting sodium into his tube, and he ended up passing away, you guys. He ended up passing away. He had a seizure and whatnot. And I think they try to use the insanity defense on her. Yeah, Janice, wow. But I don't think it worked. I think she got like life in prison. I think she might be still like, I think she's still fighting it, and I think that she might have like some support group behind the scenes. But yeah, so narcissistic mothers, they will use their children as props. They will throw their children to the wolves. They will exploit their children. They will bring their children to social media and say horrible things about them, do horrible things to them. I feel like the moms who like bring their daughters on or their sons on social media and like try to embarrass them. I don't know. I feel like they're like narcissistic, because you could have just done that in the privacy of your own home. But yeah, narcissistic mothers. I feel like Munchausen by proxy, where somebody's well, you convince them, hey Rinky, good to see you, and you convince them that they're not, just so you can get sympathy, the attention, everything. The mother doesn't want it for the child. They want it only for themselves. They do not care about the child. It's that they spit out of their body. I was going to tell you guys another, for instance, but anyways, the narcissist also is a very dark. Let me tell you something. The narcissist, before we get to, they're very dark and they can be very evil. But before we get to that, you have to understand that they have an out of control ego, out of control ego. And when you meet one, you can play games with them. It's pretty easy because all you have to do is appeal to their ego in the right way, because they will know when you're only doing it just because. But it's easier just to stay away from them and ignore them. That's what the easiest thing is to do. But narcissists, talk about narcissistic fathers, they're the same way. They will do anything to get attention, intentionally hurt their kid. They will threaten their kid. They will threaten their significant other. Women too will threaten their significant other. They will be nice, and the only reason they're nice is to get stuff out of you, get information out of you. They want to know, narcissists want to know what they can do, what they can say to take you down, or what they can do, or what they can say to affect you or to gain your energy. They are energy vampires. If you ignore them, they lose their energy and they lose their I'm sorry, you guys. They lose their potential for getting energy off of people. Now you have to realize that the narcissist lives off of energy. They need energy of other people or they shrivel up, just like the wicked witch of the, I don't know if she was the wicked witch of the west or the east, that was like, I'm melting. They need that energy. They need the energy, and they will provoke you until they get. Oh, energy vampires are real. Geez, yes, Janice, they are very, very real. Most narcissistic people are energy vampires. They will wear you down. Especially, they don't like you to disagree with them. They will say, "Oh, I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't care if you're friends with this person. I don't care if you go here," but they really, really do care. They like their ego to be stroked, and a lot of time they stroke their own ego. They will lie. They will lie about who they are. They will act like their life is perfect, but in reality, it's far from perfect. And everybody will see that. Everybody will see that because, everything comes out in the wash. So their lives are far from perfect. They're actually in shambles. They're actually in shambles. They've burned bridges with family members. They've burned bridges with their friends. They've burned bridges with a lot of people. They're not trustworthy. So they could be saying like, there's a fire and nobody would trust them. And there really would be a fire. So they're not trustworthy at all. Hey, Javar. So good to see you. Grand Rising. And oh, you guys, shalom, 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 and grand rising. Very, very good to see you. Jenny said, hi, Javar. And Rinky sent me a bunch of flowers. Yes. It doesn't show me the emoji. It just shows me the word of what the emoji would be. So the narcissist has and their ego is out of control to the point where they know that they're not living the life that you think. They know that they don't really they don't really have that much, but they will lie and say that they do things or have things or will be doing things, and then they never ever do. And then when you Real odds. Please check my ID. My comment not show your videos. Okay, I don't know what that means. So the narcissist actually starts living in a fantasy world. Um, the the hard part is the weird part is that their fantasy world almost becomes their real life. They real lives live in a fantasy world. Their real lives they don't like because they're not what they want it to be. They don't have a lot going on for themselves. They need energy from other people to continue, harassing people. Then let me tell you something. The narcissist actually is good at harassing people and actually very, very, very good at stalking people. Like very, very good at stalking people. And when I say stalking, they will follow people to the ends of the earth. Real said, "Hey Javar," and okay, Rinky, I will check. I remember you mentioned that before. I'm going to the YouTube studio and check. Okay, so Rinky, Reel's got you. Reel's got you. Um, can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Rinky, he will check that out after the live, my dear. Not right now, okay, sweetheart. Janice said, hold on. Janice said, I'll give them my bills and maybe they'll understand. I've been challenged and I just laugh. And you do laugh at them. You know what? You do laugh at them because they really are clowns, you guys. And they're entertaining. Like and then the things that they say are so preposterous. You gotta laugh. Like you have to laugh. Like, where do you come up with all this nonsense? So they have an ego problem. They live in a fantasy world. They will actually believe that they are somebody important enough. They will actually believe that they are somebody important enough to to follow back. So they will be stalking you and they will be following you and they will think that you are doing the same thing when you're not. It's just like, who has time to do all that but you? So so the ego is very important. The ego is very important. And they like to be around people who stroke their ego. They like to be around ride or dies, like literally ride or dies. Um, and that, but if you leave them, you guys, if you leave them, they want revenge. They want revenge on you, and you have never done anything to them. To them, you haven't done anything to them. They want revenge on you. They want to make your life miserable. They want to see you having a miserable life. And then there's also jealousy. There's also jealousy. Um, the jealousy comes in when, and this is not medical advice, not I'm not doing any diagnosis. I'm not diagnosing anybody, but the jealousy comes in when they say that they are living a certain type of life. Excuse me. That's my little bronchitis acting up. So they will become jealous of your life. And when they become jealous of your life, they then just try to destroy your character or distract people from what you're doing in real life that they're not doing in real life. Oh, that word jealousy, crazy to me. What does that mean? What does that mean, Janice? What does that mean to you? That's interesting. Um, they will be they get very, very jealous. They just think, yeah, leave people alone. Leave people alone. The jealousy is just you're living a life and you can prove it, and they say they're living a life and they can't prove it. And it's not something that would cause them any harm to prove what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, say I went on a vacation with my mom and my sister, but I didn't want my mom and my sister to be filmed. I just wouldn't film my mom and my sister. I'd film everything else if I were doing it for the gram or for YouTube. They that's what jealousy means, wanting what you got or needing to surpass you for no reason. Yes, that's exactly what jealousy means. That's exactly what it means. But the thing with narcissists is they're always jealous because they're never going to get what you get, and they're never going to surpass you because that is how they're made. They're never going to surpass you. They're never going to level up in life because they're so busy stalking. Janice said, "Real, I'm jealous of your garden." Just kidding. No facts or no facts, Janice. No real facts. His garden is amazing. Let me finish this up and then roll up out of here. But what did I want to say? Yeah, they've got too much. They've got way too much time. They're very obsessive, very, very, very obsessive. And so they've got too much time to surpass you or um to move on. And so what they do is okay, well, last thing. What they do is they just become criminal minded. They just become criminal minded. And like somebody said to me recently, even when the law gets involved in their life, that won't stop them. And we've heard stories of, people, getting restraining orders or whatever, and you all know the outcome of that. But if that person is persistent, go through use your judicial system. Don't say too much about it. Just use your judicial system. Be very, very quiet about it, and then do what you have to do. And with that, let me just say shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom means peace. It means God's peace. Shalom, everybody. I love you all. And bye.